going on?
Hi, guys. I made it to the episode. I'm back.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
Yelling.
Here we are. Where are the lights?
We did not think that we would see you this season.
Staged.
2 episodes ago, we're like, Byron will be here to talk about Uganda at some point.
Where have you been?
People were like, wow, Jared's done really well on this weight loss challenge.
Doing well, guys. Doing well.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Under the Influence. We're so glad that you're with us, and as a special guest today, we're so glad to have Byron with us. Jarrett, we're so glad to have, Jarrett with us. Your regular hosts, Levi Thiessen, Byron, I accidentally said Byron, Jarrett Brown, Jerry Crane, and again, back in the hot seat, Byron Thiessen.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
Oh, the whole audience is clapping. Yep, there it is.
Since we did that little entrance bit there, Chris, are we looking all right, or do we need to scooch around? Shibs, excuse me. Cut that out.
Shibble dibble.
Shibble dibble.
Shibble dibble. Shibble dibble's by far my
Shibs
favorite.
ahoy.
Byron, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
We have severely missed you.
I know. It's been how many episodes? Let me count. 1, 2, skip a few, 15. So that's like 14 episodes I haven't been here.
Yeah, something like that. This is, welcome back. Season 5. This is episode 14. 14.
Whoa.
You put those numbers together, they make the letter H.
H for?
Halitosis. Go ahead.
Isn't it
Saddam
15 though?
Hussein.
No, that's the next episode.
Oh, I'm looking ahead. Dang it.
Yeah.
I haven't done this
We're
for a
seeing
while.
the show docs up there.
Yeah.
This is episode 14.
Okay.
And because it's an even numbered episode, that means we're not talking about weight loss today.
No, we're not.
We are not talking about it.
Yeah.
Jarrett really doesn't want to talk about it.
So, Byron.
Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun for me to talk about, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
We are not.
Oh, got it. Understood. Guys, I have a degree and I know how to read between the lines. Anyway, proceed.
Reading, is that what your degree is in?
Pretty much.
Here.
How many
doctorate
degrees
in-
are between the lines?
Oh,
It depends.
That's a good point. That was good. That was good. That was funny.
Yeah, good. It's called the Goni.
So, where you been?
Salem, Newburgh, Uganda, Springfield.
Wait, what
Yeah.
was that second one?
Newburgh?
Newburgh?
Newburgh. Yeah.
Where's Newburgh?
Yeah, Newburgh
It's
is
New Roseburg.
it's New Roseburg, yes. it's that way from us.
Where's Oldburg?
Oldburg.
It burnt down.
I wonder if there's got to be a city. I mean, you can probably think of most
I think-
things.
I don't
but-
Berg just means
I think it would be Berg.
mountain.
Yeah, it does.
Does
Yeah.
Berg mean mountain?
Yeah, it's German for mountain.
Oh.
Oh, no, that makes sense.
I
So
didn't
like
know that.
iceberg is
Ice
ice mountain.
Ice Mountain.
Yeah.
Ice Mountain.
Ice mountain. Indeed.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other words we could use with that, but let's not.
So, Byron, how have you been? Where have you been? What's been going on? For the listener, for the viewer, it's been 14 episodes. All of
And-
season 5 that you've been gone.
Did you catch malaria?
Did you catch malaria in Newburgh?
So, to answer your question first, no. I'm currently still on my regimen of meds, though.
So you're fighting off the malaria
I'm
that you
fighting the malaria that I could have gotten.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to
Are
do
you
it.
going to give us malaria? I don't know how malaria works.
got. Blood.
Oh.
Yeah.
So don't, as long as he doesn't bleed all over us.
Yeah, no blood packs, and we should
It's like
be.
blood
Don't
packs.
share drinks.
Wear
did-
gloves.
Wear gloves. Don't drink after me. The general stuff.
Okay. That's
No.
why there, apparently, I didn't realize this before we started. I'm the only one with something to drink here.
Correct.
You guys are all going to have
that's
dry
a lie.
mouths.
My spit.
Oh.
My spit can go in your cup and then you
Oh,
can get malaria.
no.
Just kidding. No, so actually malaria is only bloodborne, and so that's why it's like mosquitoes and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I'm on meds for that.
love bloodborne.
So I'm not doing that. Anyway, where have I been? What have I done?
I love bloodborne illnesses.
Bloodborne Pathogens is a sick band name.
Maybe.
Bloodborne Pathogens.
But
Sorry.
the thing is they have to be like heavy folk. like folk music.
Why?
Oh, I was thinking jazz.
It could be jazz. It could be jazz too, like something totally
Oh,
not.
you're saying it has to be ironically
Yeah,
the opposite.
ironically something else.
Reggae?
Yeah.
Hey man, we're bloodborne pathogens. I don't know, was that racist? Am I not allowed to say
I
that?
feel like that's kind of on the line.
Really?
Oh gosh.
Hey guys, we're bloodborne pathogens. Ring ding 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 ding.
Now you're
There you go.
Indian.
Said it. What? I said it as white as possible. Hey guys.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Whoa. You're.
Hello, Mon. How is it going?
Hey man.
Oh my gosh.
That's you guys being racist over there.
Wow.
Continue. Sorry.
Anyway, where have I been? What have I been doing? School has been a lot of what I've been doing. I'm finishing up my doctorate degree, as you guys kind of know. Viewers may know. I have, as we record this, I have 8 months. And
8 months?
And then I graduate.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty fun. I get to walk on stage, get a funky hat, get a little wizard robe. Yeah.
Whoa.
Paid a lot of money
A
for that.
funky hat and a wizard robe.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole reason.
That's awesome.
That's why we do it.
That's like
Are you talking about a graduation cap or is it
Yeah.
one of those weird ones?
No, it's actually graduate. So there's the brick and mortar cap, which is like the
Yeah,
square.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And then there is it has a funny name, but it's 8-sided.
Yeah. That's one. Is that the one that you get?
Yeah.
Nice.
The
Is it like?
Octa hat?
And it's kind of floppy.
Octagon. It's slightly floppy. It's not completely floppy.
But you know, like sometimes you
chef's
see
hat?
those like commencement speeches at
Oh,
hoity-toity schools,
they're,
and they're
like,
wearing
really
like
wacky.
really
Yeah.
floppy looking or whatever.
Most of and also a lot of those people that give the speeches don't actually have a doctorate.
Oh, well,
And
a
so they-
commencement speech. It's
but-
not like a requirement,
But
right?
but they wear it anyway, and they give them an honorary doctorate for
Yeah.
the day, so they can wear that stuff, which is kind of funny.
That's funny.
Which is wild.
I didn't know that a requirement of a commencement speech was that you have a doctorate.
No, but like when you wear that, you're symbolizing that you have a doctorate, you're getting your PhD, or you're getting a medical doctor, or something
So
like that.
there
And so
are
it's
a lot of just celebrities that
Oh,
have
sure.
like, honorary doctorates.
honorary
Yeah.
doctorates.
Do they
So
give you a
it's like-
stethoscope when you get a doctorate?
No.
You have to buy your own,
I have
right?
to buy my own.
Yeah.
So I actually had to buy one to get into the program, and then I had to buy and then I bought another one because the one we were forced to buy, kind of forced, wasn't very good.
Oh.
So it sounded kind of lame in the ears, so I had to get a new one.
Do you guys compare stethoscopes?
Yes.
Like the new technology? You're like, Android? Ugh.
Jeez. So there actually is like new technology ones. We're getting really off topic here, but there is a stethoscope that has a microphone in the earpiece, or not in the earpiece, but actually in the.
You should know this.
I know. Give me a second. Cut this from the film. It is in the bell, so it actually can hear what's going on, and you can actually put record, and it records
Whoa.
it, and then it Bluetooths it to your phone, so you can have it recorded and put it into the audio file of the EMR or the electronic medical record. And then also it can help you diagnose, like if you miss something, if you miss something, it's big bad news, but you can miss.
That's pretty cool,
some of
though.
your sounds. They're really cool. They're really expensive. One of my professors has one, and we played with
They're
it.
like $60, $70.
Keep going. add a 3 on the front or a 4. Yeah.
Okay.
At the front?
So it's like
4.
400, 500.
I'm an idiot. I was thinking literally
Yeah.
about something else.
Unpause.
Jerry. I was thinking about something else. I was thinking about technical difficulties. How funny they are.
They're so
So-
funny.
They're so funny. So we wanted to like kind of jump back in,
yeah.
have a little bit of fun together. So we did this on a previous episode. I think the listeners and the viewers enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun with it. We brought back Super Fight.
Super fight.
And so we're going to play a quick round of Super Fight with
Super Fight.
Byron.
Yeah.
played in
And
so
I'm
long.
undefeated. So
You're
That's true. We've
undefeated.
only played it once. Did you see that episode by chance?
I'll be honest. No.
That's okay. That's okay. So then you don't know the secret weapon that Jarrett's holding on to, apparently.
Gosh dang it.
Veganism.
Veganism?
Veganism won the day.
No way.
We did have a fighter that win, and it was a vegan.
I made a villain.
Because he played the nuke card.
Are we all making characters, or is it like 2 of us fight against each other?
We all fight it out. Free
We're
for
all fighting against you.
Single round free for all.
Single round free for all, 4 fighters. Oh, that actually worked.
4 fighters.
Ready, guys?
See that?
8 powers.
Oh, we don't need that.
2 and 2. Oh, we're 2 and 2. Oh, guy behind the camera.
What is he saying?
Tag team.
We're tag teaming it.
Oh, that's cool.
Superhero and sidekick.
Sure.
Is that how we're doing this? So like,
I
sidekick.
think that the ginger would be the sidekick.
Hold the phone.
Culturally speaking, yes. But
You know.
I think it can just be
Villain and lackey.
I'm thinking like no. Let's set a theme. These are buddy cop pairs.
Buddy cops.
Like
Yes.
you know, what's the guy? Riggs and Murtaugh, is that their name?
Let's do it. Buddy cops.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Fish and chips.
Yeah. Those are the guys.
Thelma
from-
and Louise.
They're buddy cops.
They're buddy cops.
Their
right?
buddies are cops.
I don't think they were buddies.
I don't even know who
They
those
were
people
driving very fast away from all
are. I don't
the
even
buddy
know
cops.
who you are.
Okay, what are we?
Who are Thelma and Louise? Okay, so the way this game works for the viewer, the listener, and for the Byron is
The
you're
Byron.
each going to get 3 people.
Okay.
You get to pick the one that you use out of those 3. But the way we play is we go through taking turns and just voicing the ones that we trash because we think it's fun to do that.
Okay, so we're voicing.
For
trash
example,
cards.
last time I had John Wick and Helen Keller, and so I mentioned that I was getting rid of Helen Keller.
Can we work with our buddy cop?
No. I think this part, I think the whole thing should be blind, right? I think that's funnier. Or we could do the modifiers. You guys get a shared hand. We get a shared hand that we're like playing. That could be fun. But I think this should be blind because this will be funny.
Hold on. But we're doing superhero and then sidekick, or
No, we
main
don't-
character and then sidekick. Because if that's the case, I'm picking differently than if I vote just for myself.
No, we're a team.
We're a team.
So like, yeah, we're a team. I said buddy cops so that there's no hero and sidekick. Like
Yeah.
buddy
we're
cop.
equals.
Yeah, we're equal members of.
It's gonna change my answer, but that's fine.
Is this
That's incredible.
a person or a thing?
Oh, easy. Okay, so I'll start. First one I'm getting rid of is a derby girl. Byron, what are you getting rid of those 3?
The dude.
The dude from The Big Lebowski. All right, Jarrett, what are you getting rid of?
Honestly, didn't know what it was from.
My spirit animal.
I'm going to
He's
get
just
rid
a guy.
of an action movie star.
Oh, you get to pick any action movie star.
You could have picked any action.
You must be cooking over
Keanu
there.
Reeves.
Dude,
I'm
he
going
must.
unorthodox. 'Cause
he
it
must
seems to
have-
work in my favor when I do that.
He's gonna a tetrograde or whatever those things are
I also
called.
don't. Is this a person or is this a thing?
I don't know who this is.
All right, Levi, what are you getting rid of?
That is.
Just get rid of it.
I'm getting rid of Blob.
Blob.
Blob, the Marvel character. All right,
Wait, is
I like-
that
I
the
like-
Marvel character?
I would
Oh,
imagine so.
shoot.
I like how you know these things.
Saber-toothed tiger. Yeah, the Blob from Marvel Comics. He's like, he's crazy.
Okay, guys.
Should have kept with him.
I got a
He's
hard
gross, though.
choice. Do I go comedic or
Just
super
do it.
powerful?
Just do it.
We're trying to win.
We're trying to win.
Is comedic like no chance it'll win though?
Oh, we have no chance.
Let's do it.
Do it.
It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. If you want to try and win.
Sumo wrestler.
Was that the try and win answer?
Yeah.
We didn't have good cards
This
here.
must be bad.
What are you getting rid of?
I'm getting rid of Ash.
Ash Ketchum?
Oh, I was like,
That's what
Well,
I was
I know. I was
Falling
thinking
from the
Ash
sky?
versus Evil Dead.
it's
Could
probably
be Ash versus Evil Dead.
it's
don't know
probably
what that is.
dealer's choice because like I could see that being
Because
either
Ash
one
versus
in
Evil Dead
here.
is pretty dope.
Okay, Levi, what are you getting rid of?
Dr. Horrible.
Okay. So we'll reveal the fighters. Let's do one at a time on each team. That could be fun, right? So we see
you
what
go first.
I think it sounds like I'm the ringer, so maybe you should go first. No, it'll be funnier. No, I think it'll be funnier. Okay, so then I'll go, then Levi go, then
Sure.
do that.
Yeah,
okay,
that
so
works.
starting on this team, we're gonna our team name. We don't need a team name.
No, we need a team name.
Hercules. Okay, we'll be the
Hercules.
demigods.
Hercules.
Hercules.
Okay.
Hercules is powerful.
Giant squid.
Okay, already I'm winning. I think Hercules has killed a lot of those.
Hercules.
He's super strong. He can't breathe underwater.
Okay, then I just stay on land, and he never kills me. If he has to be fought underwater.
Have you
Don't
seen
worry.
the way that ships get destroyed?
I can take him down because I'm a pet rock.
Oh man,
Wow, Hercules and his pet rock. Too bad you're not David with his pet rock.
I know.
too bad.
And we
chose
are
wrong.
the giant squid and a kindergarten class.
so you have a snack.
Wait. Wait.
This fight, I'm getting hungry.
I think this includes a teacher.
You
What?
know, it's the
It's the
entire
whole
class.
class.
It's the
Classes include the
no,
teacher.
I don't
No, they don't
In
call
class pictures, is the teacher involved?
it. Often, no.
100%.
Can we?
100%. I've never seen one without the teacher.
The teacher's in the photo, but they're the teacher of the class. So I don't think
Yeah.
they
I don't think
actually they teach the class.
I mean, I
My
don't
daughter
think it
was
will
in
really
kindergarten
help you.
2 years ago.
I don't think it will really help
I
you
thought you were
whether
going to
you
say
have
my
the
daughter's
teacher
been
or
in
not.
kindergarten for 2 years.
But I think I do think the spirit of the card is not the teacher; that it's the class.
So I just have
For
25
example,
5-year-olds.
when I say
well,
I graduated,
depending on what city we're talking about, you could have 300.
here's why: because kindergarten, like being a grade, not a subject. When I say I was the class of 2016, does that lump in all my teachers as well? Like if it said on there the class of 2016, it's like, oh, our teachers too. Well, no, of course not. The
well,
kindergarten
in
class.
high school, it's different because you don't have a specified single teacher for
Right.
your class, you know.
but like the fifth grade teacher, she teaches the 5th grade class.
But I don't think it'll push it over, so who cares? They can have it, right? That teacher's
Sure.
not going to help.
That teacher gets taken out by.
I think the
gets
kids will
taken-
kill the teacher anyway.
The teacher gets taken out
first.
by me, the Rock.
The Rock.
The
If
pet
only.
Rock.
Okay, so we need some modifiers to our teams.
100%.
Modify these teams.
So we are Hercules and a pet rock. I think we're doing this
Kindergarten
weird
class and
team
the giant
mode.
squid that they
Oh wait,
summoned.
we already have some. My bad. Should we just we'll hand out because normally we do 2 modifiers. We should do 3 modifiers to the team, maybe like the modifiers
Yeah.
apply to the team. You think?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so we're gonna each get 5 cards
Okay.
each team, and they decide.
Are we still
We
doing
get
one
we get
random?
one random, right?
Oh, that's right.
the
One
team.
random
So
right off the
4.
bat. So it'll be 4 total modifiers.
4. Okay.
So a random right off the bat.
Clone self, but each clone is half the size as the previous.
Whoa, that's pretty incredible.
Dude, and we have an
Guys.
entire kindergarten class. to
Dude,
keep-
you can
to
make
keep
a
going.
normal squid.
Dude, armed with a bow and unlimited arrows. Hercules, not bad.
Yeah, that rock's going to be lighting us up.
Dude, Hercules could annihilate with a bow. Okay, so then here's your guys' choice ones. Okay, how many do you have? 4?
4.
Okay, so I think pick 2 out of those 4.
That works. Oh gosh, what do we got?
So as a team, we're working with. Whoa.
What does that say? Holy cow.
Okay, this is an ad that should be thrown away. It says go to superfight.com and pick some cool other things to add on.
Could you imagine?
Pretty good. That's getting trashed. Another weapon.
I don't think we need that though, because we have.
This is better than that, though.
That's true.
It's a backup. I think these 2,
Okay. Let's do
right?
that.
Because another powerful
'Cause
weapon and then a
This
power.
is one.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
And-
Trashing.
Yeah, that's bad.
So we're trashing these 2. Byron, you want to read them off?
Okay, here we go. I can't read that word. Shoots webs
And allergic to all animals.
and allergic to all animals.
That would have been rough.
Dang it!
Why wasn't that your random?
I know.
Oh my gosh,
What are you guys trashing?
We are trashing relies on sonar to see and armed with a cattle prod.
All your little kindergartners?
That would be hilarious.
I want
though.
that AI'd. somebody.
Are millions of kindergartners and
Wait,
half
Okay,
size.
so right now we are basically Hercules, who also has a rock.
I am a pet rock.
That's true. We're equals. We're supposed to be. So the buddy cop film, Hercules and Pet Rock, going to save the
Because we
day.
could also say it's a version, like a plushie of the Rock.
Oh, it could be, but I think it's the actual
I
thing
think it's
called
the
Pet
Pet
Rock, right?
Whatever. I was trying to
I'd
help
rather it be that, not a plushie, because I can throw you.
That's true.
And one of our abilities has X-ray vision.
Oh.
The Rock can see through you.
The Rock can see through you.
Can throw sticky bombs.
Whoa, that's pretty good.
We have
That's terrifying.
cloned
so
class
scary.
of kindergartners
That
all
can
throwing.
Oh, I'm
plus a
imagining the giant squid throwing them, dude.
Like,
Just 8 at a time. Or 6
well,
at a time.
it's not just a single one, you
6
know,
at a time.
because we're cloning.
I
it.
know, yeah.
And each is getting smaller and smaller. But
Smaller sticky
we're
bombs.
starting with a giant squid.
I know.
So
I'm imagining, well, the smaller ones, a bunch of kindergartners that are like this big, throwing these. All right, our other one is armed with a sniper rifle.
The small sticky bombs would basically be like a poppet at that point.
but
Bunch of kindergartners with puppets.
From very far away, you could try to snipe, but
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we can run 200 miles per hour in a straight line.
Just an army of kindergartners and giant squid
I just
of
see
various sizes.
I just want to see one squid run 200 miles in a straight line.
It runs like Squidward.
Oh,
I'm gonna
please.
submit I don't think we're winning this, but we have to make our best. We have to make our best case, and technically, the arbiter, the judge, is out there, whose mic should be on and ready, right? Did we plug your mic in?
Did we figure that
We're gonna
out?
find out. So
Yeah, but the background noise back here is pretty bad.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. What
Indeed
is
it
that?
is.
Oh, the server.
The server and everything else.
So we'll just do our best. What's our best case here?
X-ray vision rock that has a sniper rifle. Heck yeah.
Yeah. So an X-ray
Her-
Hercules
but
with
Hercu-
Hercules.
But Hercules is a god. He's a demigod.
Yeah.
But
He's not invincible.
he's not invincible.
He's not invincible.
what was-
He's more
what-
invincible
What
than
killed
the squid.
Hercules?
What killed Hercules?
Yeah.
Old age? I don't remember.
I don't think there's-
Probably his kids going
No,
by.
I think it was bad ratings. They canceled.
Dude, you know
Fire.
what's ironic?
Fire.
The Rock played Hercules in that bad rated one.
Boom. It's a pet Hercules rock.
Yeah, I'm just going to Google what. Actually, we have a producer for that.
Yeah.
We do.
Producer.
Pull that up, Jamie.
But let's see if you can get to it faster. Faster.
Hey,
faster.
hey, Shipley, you want to pull that up?
Look
The
up what's
Greek
pulled up.
god Zeus
What?
sent lightning to consume Hercules' mortal body and took him to live with the gods on Mount Olympus.
Oh, he became a god even.
Well, he lives with them.
Dude, he already died before the battle started.
So nothing killed him. That's the point.
Nothing
He
killed
got
him.
taken
The only
to
thing that killed him was his own father.
Well,
No, the only thing that can be
specifies
killed
it
is
didn't
his
kill him.
mortal body.
Yeah, it didn't kill him.
Which I think sticky bombs.
Sticky bombs could blow
Or
apart.
equivalent to Zeus's lightning bolt. I don't know.
1,000 of them, probably. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Should we just concede?
I mean, I don't think we can make a case
With
for winning. I
The
think
Rock?
they have the better fighter. But what does Shibs see that we don't?
The fun thing that we could do is we would just circle you with 100 kindergartners
Here's-
and run at you at 200 miles per hour.
we don't even need the sticky bombs. at that
Here's
point.
the thing.
point of impact.
Because what we can do is actually clone until they're so small and then sprint at 200 miles per hour, just tearing holes through.
It doesn't. 200
Those
200
kids
miles.
would just.
200 miles
They're
per
clones.
hour. Maybe.
I think the kids would splat
But
because Hercules
I think they would
is
just
a
splat.
demigod.
Because
I don't think
also,
that's the way. I do
I'm
think
a
you're winning,
rock.
but
Hold on, I'm a rock. You can't go fast enough to break
poor
me
kids
as a
like
rock.
Enough sticky bombs
Okay, a,
blows you
a
into
single
pebbles,
sticky bomb.
But I'm still a rock.
A
and
single
you'll be pebbles.
That's fine. There's more of me than you.
We'll,
true.
We'll blow you up into
will
sand.
blow you to to
In the sand. That's okay.
Byron, I think we're losing.
No, I'm keep fighting this.
You will become the dust of the earth.
And thus
Become
I
the
will
Earth. Now you're
become
fighting the Earth. Boom.
Earth
And Hercules.
and Hercules.
Okay, we'll shake the dust off of our feet and curse because God gave us that opportunity.
And curse.
He didn't
Shoot.
say curse,
He
but
did. He did not. He didn't, God did not come to save this giant squid.
But he came to save the
that's true.
kindergarten
So
class.
at the end, you're not going to heaven.
That's okay. We'll call that a tie.
Well, the
Kindergartners.
The
Kindergartners aren't going to heaven?
Let's call-
Okay,
the
all
kids
right.
could. The
Hey,
squid
kids
can't.
out in the lobby.
Hey, at least I'm
Listen
not.
what Jerry's going to say to you.
At least I'm not sending children to their death.
yeah.
You
We're
just,
sending the clones into their death.
That's true. That's do clones
But-
have souls?
Do clones have souls?
Do
But hold on.
clones have souls? Answer us in the comments below. Do clones have souls?
But how do we know who the true is if we have clones of
Because they
everyone?
get smaller.
Because they get smaller.
It said the
the-
stipulation
I
is
know, but still.
no. No, that adds an element.
Does the clone brain go all the way over, and then are we actually killing a life form at the end? That's what you're calling about souls. But anyway,
Pretty sure
you know what?
Levi and
you know what?
Jared
By
are making a
souls.
case for abortion over there.
I think so. I think so. So what I don't want to be,
And I'm not okay with that.
I'm not good with this.
So the moral argument,
You know what? We
so
concede.
the fight,
Whoa!
sure, the fight they win, but
If I
morally,
have to die on this hill,
you know
Okay.
what? I call it a tie because I would rather not fight that.
let us know in the comments why Jared and Levi win, because I think they win.
yeah, all of the different ways that we win.
But morally, we win
oh yeah, 100%.
because we aren't sending children to their death. We're not sacrificing them on the altar of convenience over here like they are.
Your guy literally worships a pagan false god.
He
Wasn't
could be
your
saved.
guy going
redemption? No one's too far.
Hold
gone.
on. I don't.
All of my kindergartners.
Hold on.
Wasn't your demigod going to slaughter as many kindergartners as he could?
No, he laid his sword down.
Boys, I have
So
something
you
important.
conceded.
Hold on. The rocks will cry out to the glory of God because no one else is.
It also says that the animals will as well before the rocks, because it says if there's no animals left, then
I don't
even
know
the
why
rocks.
you're freaking out, Levi. I
And you
said
know
a
what's
while
an
ago
animal?
we conceded.
A giant squid.
We said a while ago we conceded. I don't know why you're freaking out over
It's
that.
okay. You know what?
We just said that you are pro-abortion. That's all. Like we said, we concede the fight, and you are pro-abortion.
You know what? This
I
was
guess
all
we're
fun
not
and
going to
games.
need to. Never mind.
You're what?
Be the
I
better man.
have an ultrasound in a couple weeks.
We'll just take
Not
my
me
reps.
personally, but
You know, not me personally.
she's going to look at me differently
it's
after this super
worth
fight.
checking. I mean, it's worth checking. All right. Super fight. There you go. Giant squid
fight.
and his army of kindergartners wins. What a buddy cop film, though. Wow, that team. Weird. Think about it. Super fight out of the way. Byron, we want to talk to you about Uganda. You know, you said earlier, one of the things you've been doing, you know, you were like, where you been? And you listed 3 places local and 1 not local.
Yeah.
You were in Uganda.
I was in Uganda.
I was like,
So-
where's Levi? And you gone, bro.
You gone, bro.
So,
You gone, duh.
So
generally, Levi told us a little bit on that a couple episodes ago. Like, what were you doing in Uganda? Why were you there?
good question. I was doing actually physical therapy. It was kind of like a ministry missions trip for physical therapy. Wasn't directly Christian related. Even though I go to a Christian school, it wasn't Christian related. But got to do some really cool Christian things too. That was fun.
good.
But a lot of it was physical therapy. So we got to go into Uganda and we served the population with physical therapy and trying to help them with low back pain, knee problems, back problems. Got to see a whole bunch of things, which I'll talk about in a second because
Cool.
I have way too many photos up on the
Yeah,
screen.
it looks like you have a lot.
Yeah. But we're going to start with this because you asked where I'm at and what I've been doing. And Levi was there. This, my friends, is me in my white coat. So I'm officially
Nice.
white coated. Does not mean I'm a doctor. Let's clarify because I will get in trouble.
But you have a white coat.
But I have a white coat. I have a doctor coat, but I'm not doctored yet. So what this symbolizes is that me and my class, we have completed all of our didactic stuff. So all of our school related things. And so we're able to now go in the clinic, treat, and then we'll go back for a month and do some general stuff. But go to the next. So this is the class. We just did it. Look at that. I have to celebrate them.
Nice. Well done, class.
Well done, class. I
Is
know.
this where the slide was that said you're not allowed to hurt us anymore?
Yes, that is the very
yeah.
projector screen.
So
hear about Levi
let's-
telling me?
Yeah.
So
So
your screen photos like
here's
can't hurt us anymore.
Here's the thing. So during the white coat, we do oh my gosh, Levi. We do a Hippocratic oath. And so in the oath, it's do no harm.
Yeah.
It can be translated a lot of different ways, but really it's the medical process of like, we can't do any harm. We
Yeah.
can't physically try to do harm to a patient
Yeah.
in a medical setting.
You can harm other people in other settings. That's what you're saying.
As long as they're not a patient.
That's the question. I don't know.
I
Because
thought
it's-
that the whole thing was that you can't.
I can't. But then there's some people saying you can, and I'm like, I don't want to. But like the argument of like, could I go do MMA fighting? Because that is causing physical harm to someone else.
Sure.
But I'm not in a medical position of like I'm trying to heal people. So I don't
you
know.
just can't treat them after you knock them out.
Apparently, I'm gonna give you a broken arm and then I'm gonna fix you later. I don't know. That's a moral dilemma. If you actually know the answer, or you want to Google it and figure it out, let me know. Anyway,
So you maybe are allowed to hurt me and Levi. We don't know.
we don't know.
That's
you know
neither
what?
here nor there.
That's neither here nor there. And so what we'll do is
was safe.
you were never safe. And then we'll go to the next slide. Whoa. So I went to Uganda though. So this right here is where we stayed. This is our villa.
Whoa, awesome.
Beautiful.
Isn't that
It
beautiful?
looks like Beverly Hills.
It's pretty gosh darn beautiful. I will tell you the grass looks very weird. It's not green grass like we normally have. It's this
Looks green to me.
It is.
It does
it's,
look green.
It's green, but actually, like each square foot is actually one plant that this grows across the
really?
ground and has like little blades that go up.
That's cool.
Not coming out of the ground. But anyway, this is where we stayed.
So it's like the comb over of lawns, kind of.
yeah, pretty much.
Wind blows the wrong way and just shingles on a roof.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Shoot. Anyway, so we stayed in this villa. We'll go slide. And we got to see some really cool trees and like some environment. Like this is like our first day there. So we just kind of flew in. The flights going to Uganda, we had to go through Amsterdam, and it was a 10-hour flight to Amsterdam and a 10-hour flight to Kampala. We actually landed in Entebbe and then moved to Kampala. It was an hour drive. But anyway,
That's cool.
We'll get to driving in a little bit. So we went on this trip, which was really fun. Landed on Saturday. And then as a good Christian, next slide, I went to church. So that was the most wild thing I have ever seen is church in Uganda.
Really?
So Uganda is primarily Christian. Mm-hmm. The next big, like Christian, not Pentecostal, like an evangelical, non-denominational, like, Protestant. And then the next is more of a Catholic persuasion. And then the next would be Muslim is the next. And so, but primarily their religion is Christianity, which is actually really cool.
I didn't know that.
So this is just a picture from my stands. They use a lot of plastic chairs.
Yeah.
Because they just make them there all the time. Anyway, they have on stage right now, they had like 2 singers that were beatboxing, which was kind of cool. I didn't take it was cool. I tried to get a video of it. I didn't get a video of the actual worship service.
Yeah.
But they have 7 to 9 people up on stage singing.
Nice.
Then they have
79.
yeah,
79 people up on stage singing.
and they had 2 keyboard players, a guitar, 3 guitar players, a drum set, and the whole stage was full. And
That's cool.
This giant room probably could sit easily in the U.S. like 500, 600 people.
Wow.
But there was about 100 people there.
It looks like a
today.
big, kind of almost like an auditorium or something. Kind of like.
This was like really nice.
That's awesome.
Probably one of the nicest buildings we were in. So
Did you guys all go to church together, or was it just like an you just decided to go?
It was an opportunity for us to go. So all the Christians that went on the trip went.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We only got to go 1 week because the next week accidents and other things happened. We weren't able to make it. But it was really cool. Next slide.
That's awesome.
And then we also got to do communion.
Nice. Is that a Rice Krispie treat or?
That is actually like a loaf of bread.
It looks like it. At first glance, like from far away, it looked like a Rice Krispie treat.
Just the world's smallest Rice Krispie treat.
But also, the grape juice is not Welch's. You can definitely taste the difference. And at any point, if you guys have questions, please ask because it's gonna be fun. Anyway, what was cool, I think, honestly, about the service and when they did communion is that the worship team and all the faculty that work at the church went and grabbed the plates and cups and stuff. And then instead of like passing the saucers through the chairs like we do, or you get up and go grab them and stuff, they came down and like, here you go, and handed each individual person one.
That's cool.
But then they went back up to the front, they set down their plates, and they stood up there, did not grab their own. The pastor then grabbed the plates and went through and handed it.
Oh,
and
that's
then,
cool. Okay.
And then his assistant, he grabbed another saucer and handed it back to the pastor, which was kind of like a service of like, I will serve you. You don't need to come and receive. It's me giving of myself to you.
That's cool.
And then the pastor did the more normal, here's what the blood is, here's what the bread is. And it was really cool though. Like,
that's awesome.
Halfway around the world on a Sunday, still celebrating the same Lord and Savior.
Yeah. And you got to, be a part of the body of Christ in a totally different part of the world and see like what unifies all of us, right? Which is him. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
So that was really cool. Also being like one of the 5 white people in the whole building. That was kind of weird. It was a big culture shock of that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next slide. So also I wanted to show this there. Gas prices are ridiculous.
$5,000.
Is that what that says?
So we got we would get diesel primarily, which I think is the top one. So that is 4,890 shillings.
Okay.
$1 for a liter of gas.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let you do the mental conversion in a second. A shilling to $1 is 3,600.
3,600 shillings is $1.
Oh my!
So that's like
goodness.
$1.30 or something.
But it's for a liter.
For a liter. So it actually converts. I think the mental math is it converts to like 230 $1.30 a gallon.
Oh, okay. Still way cheaper than ours.
Which is way cheaper than ours. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
Ours is like $4 a gallon here.
Yeah, but I did the mental math right away, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's $1 something a gallon.
Yeah.
Oh my, and I was like, oh, it's a liter. Damn.
Yeah.
You know, every like 4 years we get it down to like $3, $2.50. Yeah. You know, I don't know why, but
And then it shoots back up.
yeah,
Shoots back up.
It's crazy.
But anyway, so we had to spend so much time here. But also I'm showing a Shell station because the best restaurants in Uganda, quote me on this, are at a gas station.
Were you drinking the gasoline or something?
No.
It's so affordable.
Literally, like you pull in to get gas,
Yeah.
and then instead of like a convenience store, they sometimes have convenience stores, but not always.
But they have a restaurant?
They have a restaurant.
Oh, that's sweet.
Like literally sit down, fine china, silverware, good food. Oh my gosh.
So you can get gas and take your lady out at the same time.
100%.
Fill it up, and we're going to go eat while you
Yep.
fill it up.
Gas station
Park it in the
sushi?
back.
Pretty much.
Gas station sushi.
But like, I would not eat the sushi. Let's be honest.
That's awesome.
But it was really cool. So like a lot of so it's a really silly photo, but it tells a lot of stories because like we would honestly spend so much time at gas stations.
Yeah.
Just eating food.
That's great.
I didn't know that Shell was like a worldwide brand.
And Shell is a worldwide brand.
Yeah.
They're the cleanest places.
The pit bowl of gas stations.
Yeah.
Mr. Worldwide.
So then, Ships, let's go to the next. So, but here's what we actually did. So we actually did a lot of therapy with people.
Was that you?
That's me. Can you guess who I am?
Yeah, wait, which one is Byron?
Which one's me? Let's guess Byron. This is gonna be like a Where Waldo.
It's like Where's Waldo?
Yeah.
The easiest ever.
So easy.
Where's Waldo for kindergartners?
So we went and did therapy with all these guys. So the person in I believe it is a female in the red. She's wearing a red skirt. They did all of our translating for us at this place.
Cool.
So what we did is we flew into Entebbe. I'll do a visual map for the viewer and then invert it for our guys. So we landed here in Entebbe. We drove up to Kampala, which is an hour drive. Then we decided to drive up here to the north to my name starts with a K. I'll come up with it in a minute.
I think it was in Uganda.
It was in Uganda. Yep. It was the northern portion of Uganda. It's actually like an hour. It's like only like a half-hour drive from the South Sudan area.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So we're really close to the end of Uganda. We stayed up there for 3 days, and then we drove over to through Gali into another name of it, and then we came back to Kampala. But we did these traveling days and like 9-hour drives. But we got to go serve these people. So this gentleman, I'll show a picture of him in I think 3 slides. Let's go to the next one. But that gentleman, actually go back. So that gentleman there, he came in and had a broken leg.
Oh, man.
Had broke his leg twice. So their financials are super low. Yeah.
Are you allowed to share?
Yeah.
Pictures and stuff. And okay.
Yeah.
I don't want you to, get your
Nope. Won't get in trouble.
coat revoked.
You won't be able to find any of these people. Individual broke his leg twice. One of the thing, but he got surgically.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah. Surgically, don't find him.
I was joking, of course.
So, had one of them surgeries done to put the bone back together with the rods and plates, but then the other one they didn't have enough money for it, so he actually got his bones healed like this. And
that's
so
terrible.
one of his big things he wanted to do is like learn to walk and stand and stuff.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of what we did was seen post injury situations and trying to help them as much as we could.
That makes sense.
But then go to the next one. But then we also got to play with some kids. Yay. So like this is another kiddo with CP. The lady next to me with the bun, can you guess who she is? She's the leader. She's a peds therapist, so she just hung out with me. Didn't know I was really into peds. And then all of a sudden she's like, "Oh, this is amazing. You're doing really cool."
That's short for pediatrics.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
Sorry, correct. So we worked on this one with this kiddo and just trying to teach mom, like, hey, here's some stretching things you have to do.
Yeah.
The child there is like 4 years old, not standing, not sitting.
Wow.
And mom is just like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Go to the next slide. Go to the next one. Next one.
Is that a boomerang?
There we go. We're back to the kids. I'll go back to those. So this is actually the same kiddo with the same mom. And so what we did is we taught like mom how to do certain things, like how to crawl and how to progress to crawling and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then next one, we then had mom learn how to do this. So what was really cool about this case is like mom was actually like really invested into it. But what was hard about a lot of things is moms weren't really invested. They wanted they wanted the white people to come fix them. And so they would come and ask for like, hey, we want meds, we want you to fix.
Yeah.
And when we said we can't, we're not able to, only God can do it really, is they would get upset at us because we're white rich people and we should have the answers.
And you're there to fix things.
Correct.
But you're saying like what you found to be more rewarding was your opportunities to like teach a man to fish rather than just give him a fish kind of stuff.
Correct.
Like,
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So a lot of what we could do is teaching a man to fish and teaching him how to do things and what to do. So this was a really cool case, honestly, because like mom was awesome to be there.
Yeah.
But when we showed up to this site, there were 500 people sitting underneath trees
For you guys?
for us.
Wow.
And there was 10 physical therapists.
Did you get through all of them in that day or?
Nope.
Yeah.
There was no way. There's no way for us to get through all of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of them didn't actually need us. Some of them actually needed medical. So we had brought a medical staff.
Okay, cool.
So I think the next slide. Nope. Go back.
That person looked like they needed
There we go.
help.
Let's start there. Let's go back to
A lot of help.
that one. So like our team came through and we just did a whole bunch of therapy. But
Cool.
I don't have the slide that shows it, but there was hundreds of people just sitting there
Yeah.
underneath trees waiting for us. And then we brought a medical staff. So we have 9 PTs, one director. Our director came along, and then we had 2 chaperone PTs that would just float. They didn't actually treat anyone.
Sure.
And so they saw all the people, but then our medical staff that we brought 2 nurses and a MD, and an MD is from Uganda. He went and treated a whole bunch of people. And this one also had the military come along and help out, which was really cool. So then we'll go to the next. And so this is that patient I said that had broken his leg.
Yeah.
He had all the x-rays, so you could see it. And it was like,
Oh, you're holding an
wild.
X-ray there?
Those are x-ray films.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 2 of them. Oh, I
know
see.
what
Yeah.
Not a boomerang.
Not a boomerang.
From far away.
Well, I thought it was like a spine, and then he said a boomerang, and I'm like, oh no, that's scoliosis. That was the thing that was
But
just
those
going
are
in my head.
two
But those are
pages.
his. Those are his legs.
So Chibs, if you can try zooming in a little bit to the top. I think you're just gonna have to press the plus. And plus those. And so right there, if you look at the top one, that's actually his hip and his femur. And then the bottom one is his, like the lower part of the femur.
Yeah.
And so we're working with him, just trying to get
And
that.
this is the guy that's leg is grown.
Yeah.
Yeah, back.
And so we were working with him on that. But while I'm working with him, everyone else is working on other people. It was madness. But
I imagine.
we showed up and there was the 500 people there just sitting, waiting for us. And it took us like several hours to get going, which was crazy. But then, do you have questions? I know you have some questions on your sheet.
Oh, I had like general discussion
Ideas.
questions about your trip, but no, I'm good.
Oh, cool. And let's go to the next. So this is the kiddo. We'll go to the next. But then gas station food. Here it is.
Wow, that looks amazing.
That looks really good.
That is a full-on tilapia.
Wow. Was it good?
That actually tasted really good.
Yeah, as a fisherman.
As a fisherman, that was really good. I will tell you this though, don't trust the tilapia always.
Really?
It can come back to bite you. So,
Oh, did you try any like?
But it's dead.
huh?
But it's dead. But this was good.
This was good.
Did you try any like unusual foods or foods that like, whoa, this is crazy.
So we got a stew and it was pretty good. I was eating it. I was like, this kind of tastes gamey a little bit different. I'm like, that's definitely not beef. It was goat, which wasn't bad.
That doesn't sound
And it
that
wasn't
scary.
super
I
exotic.
thought you were gonna say rat, and I was
No.
like,
No, they don't eat rats. Jeez, Levi.
that's instantly where my mind went to.
So they
It's Uganda, not in New York.
My bad. Sorry.
so a lot oh my gosh. So a lot of their foods that they eat are what we generally would eat. Cow.
Sure.
They have goat, which we don't eat as often. And then chicken and pork. I only saw 2 pigs in my whole 2 weeks of being in Uganda, so I don't know where they get the pigs from. So I didn't trust any pork meats I got.
The long pork.
A lot of the time that we also got to see was, or a lot of the other foods were meats that were hanging though, and not in cold places. So like a lot of times when I ate meat, I was like, what am I actually eating?
Yeah, it's different.
Dog. I don't know if we had dog or not. I'm not going to say here or there. Didn't see a lot
Is
of
that
them.
typically eaten in Uganda?
Not
Dog?
typically.
No? Oh, okay.
But there's not a lot of dogs there anyway. So,
But there weren't any strays running around.
there weren't a lot of strays running around, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean,
They all have homes.
in a lot of the rest of the world, it's pretty normal to eat
Oh yeah,
dogs.
yeah,
so.
100%.
But I
So-
just didn't know if, like, you know, for example, if I went to the Philippines, it could be like, oh, I had balut, you know, like that
No.
would be unusual. You didn't have like some local food
We tried some local food.
that was crazy or anything, but
Nothing crazy though. Like a lot of the stuff was general because a lot of their stuff is moved to more Westerner.
it seems like it.
Yeah. The best part apparently though of this fish, according to the gentleman who bought it, who actually was our doctor, is the eyeball.
I've heard that
I was
a
going
lot.
to ask.
Yeah.
Did not eat it.
You didn't try it?
Nope.
Why not?
Because he ate both of them. He was like, these are great.
They're the best part, so give them here. I bought it.
But we also had to
Dad
explain
tax.
like how like we cook fish
Yeah.
fish in the US, and he's like, that's wild.
Like how you guys tear it apart basically
Oh, yeah.
in comparison to this.
Yeah, correct. So anyway, next slide. This, my friends, was a bathroom.
typical?
As a typical. But that was our mediocre. If you want to zoom in onto that seat.
If you want to zoom in, I don't.
Oh, don't worry. I have a folder. I did not provide the folder, my friends, for this endeavor. But for later.
That you used as the seat or
No. there is a folder of photos. I took a photo of every toilet,
Nice.
and this would be
You need to go on Privy.
I know. I need to go on Privy.
Just talk about Ugandan toilets.
Honestly, hit me up, Hunter.
Yeah.
We got some toilets to talk about because doozies. Anyway,
Deuces, I think it's
doogies, dude. Seriously. So this toilet is the men's toilet. The females had a much better one.
That's good.
We don't have a seat cover, nor do we have a
Noticed.
lid on the toilet.
Yeah.
Half of the toilets don't flush in
Good.
Uganda. The drywall's cracking.
Like they're just holes in the ground or they're just toilets full of stuff.
Oh, we had both. Don't worry.
But like the ones that don't flush, are you talking like it's a regular
so
toilet
like this
that just
this
won't
one
flush?
this toilet hole flushed, but the one that looks like it next door didn't flush.
Oh.
So it just doesn't get used, or what?
Or it gets used and just doesn't get flushed.
I don't know.
Sure. I mean,
Pooping on your friend's poop.
It's hey, a communal pooper. That's what you got to use. But anyway, I chose something more tamed. So this is actually on my rating scale of Uganda poopers.
yeah.
This is about a 5.
Oh, okay. So there were some that were better than this.
Oh, there was something better. Some were glorious.
I imagine at your guys' Beverly Hills looking like that was probably one of the best, right?
That was actually so the Beverly Hills beautifulness
What-
was
the villa.
was the villa that would be like an 8.
They had an 8 toilet.
And
Was
they had
there
an
a
8.
10?
There was a 10, but there also was
Was
some
it at the
undigest-
gas station?
Gas stations usually ran about like a 6 or 7.
All right.
Oh.
So anyway,
Pretty good.
Anyway,
So about like they do in America.
yeah. So
Gas station toilets
Actually-
in America are like a 3 for me.
Oh whoa. Well. I'm like using the Ugandan like
Uganda rating scale?
Rating scale.
Yeah.
Like if you brought that to America, you know.
I would rather sleep on some of the toilets in the U.S.
Sleep?
Sleep
On?
in the toilet room, like in the bathrooms in U.S. bathrooms over Ugandan.
bedrooms.
Why'd you pick sleep as the action that you're doing in
Because
there?
laying down, like on the ground,
Right.
like I would feel more comfortable being laying
Is that
down.
what you were doing in those baths? Okay.
No.
Well, sometimes
Yeah,
when
I
you ate the
didn't.
bad tilapia,
I didn't.
You had to lay down
Some
over the
may
hole.
have.
you had to
Some
lay
may
down
have.
over the hole.
What are you doing? Planking? Why? The tilapia.
Okay, let's go to the next. So then we decided to go to our second site. This is our second group. So we actually had, this is a small tamed group of, I think it was like 250 here.
These are the people that were waiting for you, though?
These are the people that
Wow.
were waiting for us. Go to the next.
Was that,
Oh, come back.
I was just gonna say, like, was that scary? Like, showing
terrifying.
it being like, I don't know if I can help this many people. Like,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. So we showed up and so we showed up to this. Go to the next slide.
How much time?
And we had these groups of people. And so this is my team standing
Yeah.
there. We literally had to do like a presentation, like, here they are. Here they come. They're
Yeah.
going to help us.
Yeah.
the white folk.
The white folk it was kind of like a motive that they had, which was really sad. but we tried to give them the best care we could. And then we're like, we can't see everyone. We're going to try to get through as many as we can. And what that happened is then this tame group becomes a mob. And they just flood. There's that little room kind of like in the back of that picture. We had a waiting room in there. And we basically would trauma, like see who needs to go to us, who needs to go to the doctor. Kind of thing. Like triage. Yep, triage them. And then they would go in there. But they flooded that room. They put like, I don't know, 50 people in a room that's half the size of this room that we're in right now. And they just crowded in. Or like, me next. And we're like, no, we can't. We have to do this orderly. There's a line. Stay in line. Which was really sad because it almost the boy or the scripture verse that has the boy who wants to go in the water, and the first one in the water, when the water gets stirred up, would get healed, kind of a thing. Yeah, and he's always looking at the paralyzed man, and Jesus comes to him and helps him out, but everyone pushes him out of the way. Yeah. Same thing happens here. So the people that actually needed us the most were the people that were getting pushed out of the way.
Of course, yeah.
And it was really sad to see. So we had to step in and like, no, there's a line, there's a number system. Please follow the system. Did
the people in charge, or like the people taking you on the trip or whatever, did they prepare you for that element? Like that there will be a lot of people waiting. Don't be overwhelmed. We're going to see as many as we can. Like, did they prepare you for that, or was that part of the shock?
That was part of the shock.
Okay. Like you didn't know that necessarily.
We knew that there were going to be a lot of people, and we knew we weren't going to be able to serve everyone. But it was the point of like, there's so many people here.
Yeah.
You will not see them all. Your waiting room is outrageous. People are waiting literally for 2 days to see you.
Yeah.
And then the best I can do is say, you need to move a little bit more. And like, it felt really weird. And like, we had so many people. It's like, okay, then we do 10 minutes. We do 5 minutes. We try to do as quick as we can, turn out as many as we can.
Yeah.
But then your quality of care goes down. But they've been waiting for 2 days to see you. And it's like, what do we do?
Yeah.
And so there's this lot of dissidence of like, how do we help and keep them safe, but also like provide care? Because if we weren't there, they wouldn't get very much, but also how much are they going to actually want? So there's a lot of like mental growth in myself. Because of it. But
is this a standard thing that like part of the program you're in, they do this every...
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
So the group does this every year. We go to Uganda. We fundraise for most of it to try to help us pay for ourselves to get there.
Yeah.
But there was only 9 of us that went, 9 students that went. When last year, the 22, but there's also 50 in my class. Yeah. So like a lot of people chose not to do it.
Oh, this isn't a required part of the program.
It's not a required part.
Oh, okay.
It's just it's a volunteer choice.
Okay.
So
how did you accomplish your fundraising?
So my fundraising happened through, we did an auction.
Oh, cool.
That raised a lot of our money. We did a 5K run, which raised a lot of money. And then I did personal requests. Like my senior pastor at church, he made an announcement at church and got a whole bunch of people to help donate, which was really cool.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah.
So you did the program did some fundraising efforts for the whole group, right? And then you did personal fundraising and stuff. Yeah. Was that stressful?
It was really stressful.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's a lot of money.
Really?
Yeah.
Can I ask how much you had to raise?
So it was about $5,000.
$5,000.
So on top of already expenses and tuition and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's how much you had to personally after the group efforts, or each
student has to do 5,000.
Wow.
We actually had that cut down a little bit to
because of the big group things, or
because if we had a bigger group, the cost actually would go down just a touch, which was cool. But we didn't get a big enough group, so the cost ballooned and moved. So, but we raised the money, which was awesome.
Yeah,
we all made it.
God.
God was good. Anyway, next slide.
I asked that just because like I'm just starting some of the same things for my trip to Egypt, and I was curious if you had to raise everything on your own or if there was like those group efforts and stuff. So it's good that you had like the auction and things like that. Like that would probably be encouraging.
Those really helped because it was really hard to like fundraise $5,000 and be like, hi,
it can be done, but
I need your help.
Yeah,
it just makes it really challenging. So this is actually at that place where we did all the I just did those photos of the people. This is actually their active hospital.
This is like the hospital that's there already.
This is the hospital that's already there.
Okay, cool.
Go to the next slide. So this is an active hospital. All the people are outside because they're all doing stuff outside. But just the conditions in which we were seeing over there was crazy.
Yeah, it's very different.
It's very different than ours. They were doing active surgeries the day before we got up there in this building. and then there's a waiting room on the other side. And so like it was just really weird distance of like seeing a place that was not as clean as what we would have in these states all of a sudden be what their high-end medical is. And this is like mediocrely high, especially for the area of Gali. That's where we were at. So
yeah, just the difference of like there are even just some like primary care provider place, like even things like that. Like this is obviously the level of just how sterile those places look, you know, and like that's a huge part of what some people don't like about going to the doctor too. Sometimes it's like it just feels like you're in this weirdly sterile place or whatever. But yeah, the difference is pretty noticeable.
like just seeing it, it felt like a haunted house almost.
Yeah,
So it's kind of sad.
Like a DMV.
it does.
Nice. Nice.
That's what I felt in the previous picture with
Really?
like the seats
Go back.
going up to the
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So that's the waiting room for the
Number 84.
yeah. Yeah. Let's shoot the next. And next. And so then
Whoa.
this is the dissidence. This is the hotel that we stayed at when we were at on our safari. So we got to go on a safari. We had to go have a fun day.
wow, that's
the
good.
pool.
They gave you a break day, or
They gave us a
something?
break day. So go back. That's a hospital. Go forward. That's a resort for the white people.
Oh, it's whites only.
Not whites only, but like
Oh.
it's that they're catering to
Oh, you mean
whites
because
and
you
people with
guys
money.
were white?
Yeah.
Was that a big part of it? Was race a big part of it? It keeps coming up.
Not race, but like it's just
Like were they bringing up like
richer. This is for money. People
Yeah.
that have money, and then you go back, they don't have as much money.
yeah?
So, like
were they making a big deal about that
They
when you
did.
were there? Like they were saying
mhm.
they were
some
talking to you
some
about
people
like
ask. Some people ask like, "Hey, can you help pay for this? Hey, we need this. Can you do this for us?" And it was like that's
because
kind of hard.
clearly you're not from around there. Like
Yeah, which is kind of hard. But also, we get really pretty views. They have really pretty countryside.
yeah, I would imagine.
But it was just really weird to see like
Were there people here just on vacation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was some when we were there at this place, there was some people from Japan, some Chinese, some people from India that were hanging out there, and then we also saw some Americans, which was kind of cool, like to see them and like interact with them. But it was like not. It just felt really weird.
Yeah, I
after
would
being
imagine.
after being in all these hard places and being in such.
Yeah, spending a day like way out at this place that you were just saying is like, oh, this is a hospital. Like feeling guilty almost about not being able to see everybody and give them the help that you wish you could give them. Then the next day be like, oh, I'm at a resort where a bunch of people are on vacation.
Yeah, and I'm getting not Mai Tais, but like you're getting like fancy drinks. Like I got a I don't have a photo, but I got a iced tea. It's like this big with like things coming out of it. The straws were like flew, and I was like, this is just an iced tea.
Yeah.
and they're like this fancy thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel really, really special right now.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of interesting.
It's beautiful though.
but it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's the only water that some of our classmates touch.
Really?
Don't touch the water. Don't go in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, next slide.
9 people go into
And then we also got really beautiful places like this to stay at. So with
Wow.
like nice bug nets, because to keep away the malaria.
So you got to stay in.
Is
a
this
room
where
like
you
that?
stayed?
No, go to the next slide. That was me.
At the same place?
Same place.
Who stayed in the other one?
Go back. That was the girls.
Oh, okay.
And hold on. It gets better. The girls, the
You're in a
director,
baby bassinet.
the supervisors, the watchers over us, everyone except for me, Micah,
Oh,
which is one of my classmates.
oh, because they just didn't
back.
have enough rooms.
We slept in those 2 beds.
That's funny. I mean, it's it's not like it's bad, but in comparison,
Yeah.
Go forward.
Your bassinet.
No,
is
go
very
back, go
nice.
back, go back. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Go to mine. Hobo.
well, I'm in America. Yeah.
I will tell you this though. I did not get any bug bites in that net,
Yeah.
which was amazing.
Were there
Did
some
the
nets
others?
that you got?
Go. Yes. Go to the other one. Go back to the other net. They got bug bites in
Sure.
them because they were just big drapes, but they
Yeah.
were really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
That's funny.
they also had giant crickets there. They had lizards inside the buildings. Every building had a lizard in it.
That's cool.
If not multiple lizards. That would just be randomly running across the wall, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
you'd be sleeping, all here. And you're like, what the heck is that? And you turn on your flashlight, and it's a giant lizard hanging over you. It's like, hello.
You're
I
like,
was-
Thank goodness for this net.
Thank goodness for this net. I know.
I was just reading in Proverbs and it talked about how lizards, anyone can go and grab them and pick them up. Even a child can go and pick them up. They're the easiest thing in the world to catch.
It said that in Proverbs?
But you will still find them in the king's palace.
Yeah.
Which I'm not exactly sure, I just found that interesting because, they're just everywhere getting into everything. But
They got it in everything.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It just reminded me of the Bible. Sorry.
But
I can't believe you would bring it to the Bible, this conversation.
my bad.
jeez, my bad.
But that is funny. So, like, out of the whole group, you and one other guy stayed in the overflow.
That's so funny.
The overflow beds.
Ain't it great?
That is funny. But it doesn't look like it was uncomfortable.
The softest bed I had in Uganda.
Okay.
Really?
No. Not this one. The softest bed. The softest bed in Uganda that I got to sleep
the
on.
next picture?
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm just telling it. Literally deformed like this. Huh? That would be it. That was
Whoa.
all the squish that bed had.
And that was the best one?
That was the best one.
Are you a soft bed person? You like soft?
I am
soft
not.
beds?
I
No.
love firm beds. One of the beds was so firm. It felt so good. Anyway.
It was the floor.
That was the ground.
Yeah.
Basically, it was.
Remember that toilet?
It was.
He was like.
It was softer. I can't explain it. It was softer than the floor, but it was still firm and like it held you.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really nice. Everyone else was like, guys, this sucks. I can't sleep at all. And I'm like, why? And they're like, it's so hard. And I'm like, this
That's
feels-
kind of bed.
feels great. Anyway,
They make heated rock pad beds.
Like they're just rocks.
It's just a
those are
big...
those are for lizards.
No. They literally make them like queen size for people to actually use to sleep on.
That's crazy.
And like it is made of rock. Is that what you're saying?
It's
Or
I don't know, or
like
if
concrete?
it's like fake stone, but they make them for people to sleep
it's
on.
just a
And
giant
there's
heated
people-
blanket with gravel underneath.
No,
This is
Like when they do heated
it's like a big
driveways,
slab.
they just cut that out into a bed shape.
nice.
Heated driveways.
Next one. So the fun day. This was
Whoa.
we got to go on safari to
That's cool.
to a national park. They have 7, which was really cool. But every single place in Uganda, if there's a military, they have an AK. So there was like 5 AKs around this place, which was kind of crazy. Just people walking around with AKs, having fun. Next slide.
Yeah. When I was in Guatemala, it was the same. In Guatemala City, like police or security guards, like they were just like security guards, and it's just like, oh, you guys are fully armed to the teeth. Like
outside of away from Mike.
Yeah.
Outside of the grocery store,
Yeah.
guy just sitting there checking his phone with an AK between his legs, just sitting there with the gun. He's
that's
just
not
like,
where it should be.
no, he's holding it with
I
it.
know, I'm just kidding.
He's holding it. He's sitting, chilling, having a
Yeah.
good time. Anyway,
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like, you know, the perception of Americans and our love for guns. Obviously, it's because like anybody here can have one. That's not necessarily the truth around the world, but around the world, you know, like people out here start crying and like over spilled milk essentially when they see, oh my goodness, those policemen, they're holding those big scary guns.
Yeah.
You know, because some police officers are like actually responding to maybe a threat or the potential of one, and they're like, but they brought out the scary ones. But then around the world, all police officers just have the big guns, you know,
They have the big
because
guns.
why mess around with small ones?
yeah. So this was on our safari. I don't know if you can.
That's beautiful.
Can you guys see what it is?
A lion?
Yep. Chibs,
you
please,
zoom in, I'm
please
assuming?
illuminate our photo. So
No,
it's kind of
enhance?
it's kind of enhance, please.
Enhance.
So that center mass
Yeah.
is actually a lion sitting in a tree.
That's cool.
The game ranger found it while we were driving at like 10 miles, 15 miles an hour down a
Yeah.
bumpy road. He's just like, there's a lion in that tree, stop. But the tree was, no joke, like half a mile away. It was
Wow.
way the heck out there. And he's like, there's a
A
lion.
man that knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's
And-
cool.
And so I got one shot, or I got a couple shots of it.
He gave you a couple shots at it?
Yeah, with my camera.
Oh. He's like, somebody bring that gun that was on
Yeah,
earlier?
yeah.
It's very illegal, I'm sure.
Very illegal. Zoom back out. And then we did this. Next photo. We got to go up and see it.
Whoa.
Same lion.
You walked up towards it?
Yeah, with our feet. No. We were in the van. We drove. We got the lion to come out of the tree.
What's it eating?
That is an antelope. So it caught an antelope.
Did you watch that happen?
No, we had driven away, and then we turned around to come back because we figured he was going to jump down. hit the antelope. We saw it starting to walk across, so we went out, zipped out, took a photo, came back in, which was super cool. Like
That's awesome.
Seeing a female lion with that.
Do they ever, like chum the waters kind of to get them to come out? Just kidding.
Maybe for the
fairies.
hyenas.
The hyenas, possibly. There was so many antelope though. Like
Doesn't need to be done.
Food's everywhere for them.
I just mean if I imagine there's like, okay, we have a tour scheduled for 10 a.m. So 9 a.m. I need you guys to take the tour and throw some meat scraps around so that they get to see some lions. Like
That'd be cool. It took us like 3 hours to get one lion.
really.
Yeah, because they're just hidden around. They don't.
This was part of your rest day. Or
This
your
was
break
our
day?
rest day, our exploration day.
That's cool.
So next, and then we got to see the giraffes.
That's
love
got to have been
giraffes.
so cool.
So that was really cool. I'm gonna have to figure out how to give this to our friend later, but I'm gonna show you guys a video that I couldn't get on the big screen. So Chips, I'm sorry, you'll have to see this later.
But if you can get it to me, I'll have Tim edit it in for the
Yeah,
viewer.
your viewer will see this. 10,000 photos. Give me a second. So I cut down a lot of these photos.
9,999, 9,999.
I cut down a lot of these photos so you guys didn't have to see everything.
You don't have a videos album?
Nope, because I'm not a nerd.
You definitely
You definitely do, because unless like a nerd, you deleted it off of the base package of an iPhone there.
Pretty much a nerd then. Okay, so here we go. We'll go right here. So this was one of our giraffes.
That is incredible. Did you take this because it looks like
Yeah.
National Geographic?
Yeah, took that photo. So you'll
This
see.
is an Apple commercial to be
Yeah,
for
it-
sure.
you'll-
The way
it
it
is
is like
100%.
it is filmed in 4K 60 frame magic. But yeah, this is our giraffe that we got to see, which was really cool.
and you took that with an iPhone, correct?
This one right here. This phone.
Wow.
This phone.
Taken on an iPhone.
Taken on iPhone.
Oh, that's incredible.
But anyway,
Take that, Androids.
take that Androids
Yeah.
back off. So we'll show that on film.
I mean, that's beautiful.
Okay.
Did you ever think you'd see a giraffe in your life?
Nah. I knew I was going to see one on this trip, but I'm
Because
like,
oh, wait,
But
do those have at the
before-
Portland Zoo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they are at the Portland Zoo, but what's super cool about seeing them here
Yeah.
is that they're wild. They're
Sure.
not tamed at all. They don't have any trackers
They're not
on them.
caged.
They're not caged. And so when you see them, they're really cool. What was also cool about this one that I just showed is it's really dark, so it's an older one. So he has to be several years old because they
pretty cool.
grow darker as they get older.
I wonder how old giraffes live to be. Probably not as old as you think, because
No.
they're huge.
Well, every spot is for 1 year of its life.
That sounds made up.
Pretty much.
They come out 40 years old or whatever.
Wow.
Their gestation period is really long.
It's really long. Yeah.
The elves of the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Next. And then we got to see the
A
elephants.
black elephant?
Black.
Oh.
That's just
It's just
This is
it's
the
in the
this
shadow.
This is the white one.
What? It looks cool. It's like
It's
I've
really
never seen
cool.
an elephant that dark.
20 to 25 years.
For giraffes.
25? All right.
Thank you. This was an elephant.
We're older than all of the giraffes.
Finally. I've
Then
been waiting
all
my
of
entire
the
life.
giraffes.
That's true. The oldest giraffe in the world. I mean, more than likely, if that's true, we are older than
That's crazy.
every giraffe in the world.
That's
Weird to
such
think
a-
about.
Such a weird
We're
statement.
also have for a while been older than any dog that's alive, but
I'm older than every kindergartner in the world.
Wow.
True facts. True facts.
I hope.
But we got to see elephants, which was really cool. And then go to the next one.
Is that okay? So it's just the picture looked a little dark. It looked like it was a
Yeah,
black colored elephant. I was
No,
like, that's
this is
so cool.
They're just dark. It was because it was in shadows. So this is a pod of elephants that we drolled into,
Look at the baby.
and there's a little baby.
The little baby.
I have, that's
cool.
So cool. There was like I think 10 elephants in this pod.
Wow.
We had to leave at this point, like super close to this photo, because the dad, who's the big tusk one, was actually getting a little bit more upset with us.
Sure.
Because he was trying to protect the little pup.
Based.
Yeah, which was nice.
Based dad.
I
Based
saw a
in.
video of a baby elephant running around in the zoo, and it had like the zoomies, and it stepped on its trunk, and it just like topples over, and then gets up. Like, did anyone see that? It's really so cute.
That's cute.
But what was cute about this is the little elephant was off to the side and it had to run. It ran. We saw it little run over. It was just super adorable. It was a great trip for this part.
Elephants are very cool. I think whenever I've gone to the zoo as an adult, if I could pick an animal, just sit and watch the whole time, it would be elephants.
Oh yeah,
I think they're just so cool.
I wish we could have sat longer and watched these because they were
like-
just so cool.
It's crazy to think that there is an animal that is that big, you know? And when you're standing next to it, you're like, oh my goodness, this is insane.
And they're super smart. Like they remember.
Yeah.
They mourn. Like
Yeah. It was so cool.
Very cool.
And they're incredibly quiet with their big pads.
Yep. And then go to the next. This is the best butt shot I got all day.
Wow. That's pretty incredible. A bunch of elephant butts.
Yeah, a bunch
It's
of
so
elephant.
funny that they're all lined up that way.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they're like, oh, all right, see the tourists? Do the thing. They all turn around.
Give him the sign.
Give them the sign. This is how we feel about you.
Yeah.
That's great.
So we'll go to the next. And then we got to see alligator or crocodiles. So the river that I'm on is actually the Nile River.
Whoa.
The Nile River starts in Uganda.
the crocodile.
and flows north up to Egypt.
Nice.
Wild. So I got to see a Nile crocodile.
A Nile dial.
Nile dial.
The nada.
Got to see a Nile dial.
Nada.
No, stupid phone.
Pulling the image of
Alligators
it.
are
I
bees.
just wanted to see
Crocodiles are
something.
wasps.
Where? That's cool.
Yeah.
So Richard was telling
that's good.
telling us something about gators.
Yeah.
He was saying that I think you watched this episode, right?
I watched just the beginning. I didn't see
Okay,
the
so
whole episode.
basically, there is a way that you can test if there's gators or crocodiles in the water. When you're in Uganda or Florida, places where they may be, there's a
Okay.
way to always know. You can simply just test the water. He said if you take your 2 fingers and you dip them into the water and then you pull them out, if your fingers are wet, then there's some in there.
I was so upset he got me with that.
Yeah, you got me too, dude.
Let's go to the next. We also got to see some monkeys.
Monkeys.
So I'm just kinda showing
That's a
some-
good photo.
Just showing some animals. Also shot on iPhone.
Look, he's looking at the camera.
That's
dude.
adorable. They're those little bearded looking ones.
Yeah.
Rafiki.
That's
Does the
not a
Nile
fan.
go through Cairo is what I'm trying to find out.
I'm not a fan of Rafiki.
No, not a fan of monkeys.
Head to the
Pretty sure
next.
it does.
Don't you know that's what we come from, Levi?
Oh my gosh. We're not getting into that conversation right now.
Why? It's a quick conversation.
Shit. No, it's not. We don't. Let's go.
See? That's what I meant. It's a quick.
We also saw the baboons. And this is a baby baboon on the back.
Nice.
On the
Oh,
back
those
of
are
the,
Rafiki.
Yeah.
Those are Rafiki.
Did you see any Wait, you're telling me you saw baboons and your best butt photo was of an elephant?
You didn't
Yeah.
get baboon butt?
I didn't get a baboon, but
Bummer.
I know. Let's go to the next. This is the Nile River.
Whoa.
And that is a waterfall.
That is beautiful.
Super gorgeous.
It's really cool.
It's just pretty. Anyway, next. And then this was our hotel that we stayed at. You know that really fun tent that everyone got to sleep in, and then I got to sleep in my posy tent.
Yeah.
This is the place. That's the Nile River right there.
Wow.
That's the entrance from our lodge. It was super cool just to sit on the Nile. No one expected us to be sitting on the edge of the Nile River,
Yeah.
just in the night
Just like never in your life did you think, I'm going to be sitting
on the Nile,
on the Nile.
watching hippos come out of there. Yeah,
That's scary.
it was pretty cool.
That's terrifying.
Anyway, beautiful place. Anyway, next. Then on our ride home, we
Final
see
Destination.
this.
Yeah. It's like that scene from Final Destination.
So there are no traffic laws in Uganda
All right.
to a certain extent. There are some. When you break those, they have big guns that they point at you.
When you break a traffic law?
Basically, yep. So their police, their police
if
is
you're
the
gonna
military.
break a traffic law, they're like
So they're only felony stops.
Pretty much. Yeah. So that was cool. We're driving down the middle of the road and middle of the
Scary
night,
looking.
and that's just saluting us. And we're like, nightmare fuel. Here we go.
Yeah, no kidding.
We sat in traffic on the stop for 4 hours.
Right behind this thing?
Yeah. Because in front of us, a guy decided to jackknife his truck on the only on the only road from Gali to Kampala. There are no medical services that could get to you. There are no
Yeah.
police officers to direct traffic, and there are no wreckers or like
Tow trucks.
tow trucks. Thank you, to pull that out. So
Yeah.
it literally was stuck, and so everyone and their dog runs to the scene, yelling and cussing and
Yeah.
screaming, trying to get this thing to move.
And that was just your class.
I know.
Just kidding.
And that's
so-
the best way to get a car to move. Is
100%.
yell at it.
Scream at the
Yell at it. Yeah.
well, yeah.
Go to the next. And so we sat like this,
Yeah.
and this was a photo I took.
Watermelons.
Watermelons.
Watermelon.
Truck of watermelons.
Trucks of watermelons. Oh
Dude,
my,
epic.
so much.
How was the watermelon there?
Did you eat any?
Watermelon's really good. They do not know about seedless watermelons though. They only have seeded,
Based.
which is kind of sad. Dude, I will not eat another mango in the U.S. the same.
That's a bummer.
Or banana.
You found a new way of eating them?
How much better were the bananas?
Off the tree.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
They had bananas that were like this to full size, but they were all ripened on tree. They were tasty.
That's awesome. Were you just able to like walk up and mango?
Oh yeah, we did.
Bananas
We did.
are like
We
the
did.
most purchased item in the United States.
Yeah.
is
Really?
bananas.
I've heard that there are so many variations of bananas, but in America, it's just like we have the one that we think looks perfect. Or whatever,
Well,
so have
yeah,
that
we
one.
use the look one because
but-
we drove extinct the one that actually tasted
No,
like the banana flavor.
Correct, because of a pest that got introduced and overpopulated because we didn't have any pesticides that we could use on it.
But there's just I've heard that like
So, yeah.
so many crazy looking bananas. I watched a video recently.
so
This guy
many.
was talking about it.
There was so many bananas. It was so
That's
good.
awesome.
Anyway, fruit was amazing, but also in this
jealous.
photo, we're parked 1 foot from that truck in front of us, and so everyone drives like this, as close as they can,
Of course.
and you just fill every space. And then there's, I think, the next photo. Yep, bikes everywhere.
Nice.
They're called bodas or bodas because the people would run drugs across the borders and they would go from border to border.
Oh,
So they got translated
Boda.
to go to boda. So
clever. It's like Hodor.
Yeah, yeah, it is exactly like Hodor.
hold the door. So bodas are everywhere, and so we're parked, no joke, like a foot from a car in front of us,
Sure.
and 3 bodas go just whipping
yeah.
around. You're like,
Wouldn't you?
holy shoot! No helmets, no
Yeah.
traffic laws, having fun,
Running drugs.
running drugs.
Well, Byron, this episode, you count as a guest. Levi, what do guests have to do here?
You must tell a joke.
Yep. This was a grocery store, but look at all those eggs, my friends. Their egg prices were super low. Also, that's kind of why the photo is there. Is all the eggs are literally just sitting on the edge of the counter, nothing cold, just staying warm, like
Yeah,
like we
'cause-
always do in the rest of the world, except for the U.S. Woohoo!
Or,
And-
I mean, but
tons of
that's
people.
because
Not
of what
countries.
we.
Yeah,
what we
that's
do to our eggs. But like
Correct.
if you have a chicken coop
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever, most people don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can
100%.
just leave it on the counter.
But egg prices, fantastic. Anyway,
Right.
next slide.
What was it? Do you remember what they were dollar equivalent?
No,
No,
I don't know. It was
curious.
super. All I know is super low.
this Goodwill?
Yeah.
Is that like actual like
It's actual
trademark
Goodwill?
Goodwill?
no?
Oh, okay.
So this is Welcome to Goodwill. This is our special needs orphanages that we worked at.
oh, okay, cool.
So it was really funny because it was called Goodwill.
Yeah.
I was working with the kids and everything, which was awesome. Go to the next. This is a photo out of slide, but that's okay. So some of the girls were working with the guys, just photos of us working with people.
Cool.
Go to the next. This is also some of the girls working with another guy. This individual though, he hadn't stood in 7 years,
Wow.
8 years. Had a condition that was progressively getting worse. And so we actually were able to help him get a wheelchair and stuff, which was really cool. And also got him to walk, which was a lot of fun.
He was able to walk after.
Like we do this assist
yeah,
walk,
yeah.
assist stand
Okay.
walk. It
But
wasn't
still,
great,
for him,
but it was
like,
really
that's
cool.
Probably
The best he could do for a really long time, which was really cool. Next slide.
that's amazing.
This is Goodwill. Here we are. So me and 2 of my classmates, and then the boy named, Michael, I think his name was. He had autism, and we got to basically spend 3 days or 2 days with him, which was a lot of fun.
Wow.
Work with kids. Go to the next. And there's another picture of me with him. Me and him. He grew a bond with us. Like he didn't want to have any interactions with people.
Yeah.
And then by the last day, he literally was like, "Please stay."
That's
Like,
cute.
reaching out. Couldn't talk verbally, but would smile and be happy with us and run around. It was a lot of fun.
So you guys got to spend time at basically an orphanage for special needs kids, doing physical therapy there for them, or just spend time with them, or
Spend time with them, but also do physical therapy. Like everything was physical therapy oriented, but we spent time like, hey, what do you need first? Let's be friends. Now let's go play and have fun.
That
So
picture's so heartwarming.
it was so much fun. We got to play soccer with him, and he was just happy. Oh, yes.
Hard cut to Byron just bicycle kicking through the
No video evidence of that. Next. But then here's like a group of us. Like we all got to have pods and we were working together. But you can see the back of my head. And then some of the kids I got to work with. So like syphilis was a big thing that we saw there. CP was the number one thing. Autism also. No Down syndrome at this time, but previous years they've done Down syndrome and other things.
Yeah.
But it was really hard to see because like we go to this clinic, which had like mats on the floor and a concrete barrier bunker.
Cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy. Yeah. Sorry. In an open air room, like there's nothing really going on.
Yeah.
And then go to the next. And then the next day we're in a OT house that has drywall on the walls, tiled floors, and everything really nice.
Yeah.
Which is also another orphanage or boarding school for kids with developmental delay or Down syndrome or CP or
This
whatever.
is just in a different area.
This is in the same city. This is
vastly different.
This is 45 minutes
means.
down the road.
Wow.
And it's just really weird to see like different means. So like we're walking with a girl who has CP and we're working on like some of her gait. She has a KFO, which is a knee, foot, ankle, foot orthosis. Trying to work on just seeing how she walks and such.
Wow.
And we'll go to the next. And then in that same place, they have walkers and stuff, which is amazing and fun. Just showing like some of our therapists that were doing stuff. They did a great job and amazing work. And it was a super fun trip to be on with them.
Yeah.
We'll go to the next. And then, of course, those are bodas. And then if you zoom in, you might have to zoom in.
Oh, are they accepting the dowries?
Yeah, they're accepting the dowries. Oh, you can't see me. I'm on the boda.
Really?
Yeah.
You were stealing a boda?
I'm on one of the bodas. So we all got to take a ride. I think.
You ran drugs?
No.
No, I drove them.
You know, what happens in Uganda stays in Uganda. So we got to ride on bodas on one day. And it was the most terrifying thing I've ever done. Is that me? I think actually I'm not that one. I wore a black jacket that day.
Oh, okay.
So I'm behind the girl in the all black shorts. That I'm like right behind her. Yeah, somewhere around there. But it was a lot of fun.
But you did get to ride around on them.
We got to ride around on bodas,
cool.
drive through traffic, cut through cars.
Oh, really?
Was it
Dude.
a lot faster travel?
It was a lot faster travel because all of a sudden traffic stopped and you just go all the way up. And you're like,
not today.
whoa. And you're like,
Until someone opens the door.
Do people make room in the lanes at all for bodas, or do bodas just find a way?
bodas find a way. Okay. But bodas also don't just carry one person. They carry 4 people at once sometimes. Sure. Also, if you want to have Uber deliver, bodas deliver, just like Uber. They delivered a wheelchair to us, like a full-on wheelchair on the back of the boda. It was this on the back of the seat. It cost us $1 to get it delivered instead of us having to drive an hour to go get it.
That's awesome.
Which was kind of crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
Next. More
Is
wheelchair.
that the wheelchair?
No, I wish. It was similar to that though. Similar to that wheelchair.
That wheelchair's got tread.
It does.
Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah.
makes sense.
You have to. So we had a lot of fun. There was a lot of great things we got to do. Some more teammates just doing physical therapy. Go to the next. And then this was one of our last places we got to go to.
Sure.
Which was really crazy because what you don't see is right next to this bunker on the right is the outdoor toilet. You asked about a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
That didn't flush. That was it. It was just a hole that had a sewer system that ran right next to us. It was kind of gross.
Nice.
Anyway, go to the next. And so then this was that kid. There was that same day. There was a kiddo that we got to work with, had windswept legs, like the knees were dislocated and over to the side. And this is hard to see a lot of these crazy events and such.
Yeah.
But we tried to be as close to Christ as we could to help them and to serve on them. And that's Micah that's with me. He's the one that slept in the posy tent with me.
Yeah.
Who didn't get bug bites that night?
Who didn't get bug bites. He actually got 0 bug bites the whole trip.
Whoa.
I think he was the only one.
Crazy.
That's epic.
So go next. And then, zoom in on this. This is actually, I found the photo. This is actually the photo. This is the photo of the 500 people just sitting there under trees. Like they're just all
waiting for you.
Yeah. And this is like tame right at the beginning.
Yeah.
When we got there, like all the trees were done, and then they added more tents on the side of the trees, and there's people everywhere.
And this is the first group you guys saw?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were like thrown into the deep end
From day one.
Were you freaked out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was really weird because we don't know what we can do and what we can offer.
Yeah.
But yet it's still life-changing to them
Sure.
because it's just something.
Do you think that this will? So someday, Byron, his own PT firm, is that what it's called? PT clinic. Clinic. Yeah. There you go.
The Thiessen Clinic.
Yeah. Like, do you think this will have helped? You know, because I imagine that will be stressful at times. Like, do you think this experience helped with that? For that someday?
I don't know about for that. I know it helped me. So this last week I started clinic. I started working in clinic, and I ran this by myself. Like I ran patients through by myself, no support, no assistance. Sure. I barely had anything besides grass to help me do physical therapy. And now I'm in a clinic that has several $1,000s worth of equipment, has a lot of stuff, and I know what the patient's coming in with. They can speak they can speak English with me really well, and like all this kind of stuff. And I feel much more secure and safe now, like having had this massive experience, but getting through it.
Yeah.
To be able to do
because like you can do it there.
I can do it.
You can do it
anywhere.
When you open your own clinic, it's just going to be an open warehouse with turf.
Yeah, 100%.
Welcome into BT's PT.
BT's PT.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yeah, Byron Thiessen, Ugandan physical therapy.
I think we're close to the end. Let's go to the next. Some more kids. Some more kids and more fun. Go to the next. And this is the team. So I'll just show off with the team. They did a great job. We saw, I think in one day we saw 200 patients. In one day.
Like you actually saw 200?
Saw 200.
Wow. That's incredible.
There was like 300 people that we went through, but we just served the Lord as best we could. And I just pray that what we did can be honoring to him.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I think you've already kind of talked about how it impacted your view a little bit of physical therapy, right? Like you were just saying, doing this there helped prepare you in the sense that like you were working very bare bones, but you aren't working that way here. But how did the trip, if at all, impact your faith? Like, did you?
Yeah, it definitely impacted the faith because what we did on our second week there on Monday, we started, or actually Sunday. No, it was Monday. We started a Bible study with me, Micah, and a guy named Peter, who's one of the other guys in the photo. And we just kind of did a Bible study. We're going to continue doing it every week now that we're back. But it was like a way for us to focus on him, especially when we started something hard and challenging.
Yeah.
But it strengthened my faith because like seeing people worship in different ways through Christ, but also like at a church, but also like seeing people's lives changed, even though like we didn't do very much. We didn't come in and save something.
Yeah.
But just us talking with them and being there for them helped.
Oh, that's
great. Kind of cool. It was really eye-opening to see a third world country, of course.
Yeah.
But it was also really eye-opening of like God's moving still here. And I had a discussion with one of the kids who was translating from the church that we worked with one day. And he was like, how do you feel about Christ? And how do you feel about this? And like, we talked about Christ, fellowship, love, and a whole bunch of stuff, which was awesome. And how we don't dance as much here in the U.S. at our churches, but like going to there is like, they dance a lot.
That's cool.
And it was really cool to be like, he's like, but David danced before the Lord. And I'm like, I know. That's our argument that we use. David did dance before the Lord and should be accepted. And it was just fun to see collaboration and communication through that, but bonding as brothers over Christ.
That's such a cool experience, I think. Like something that we've talked about, and I've especially talked about just on Discord, is like, it's really cool to be united in Christ with people from all over the world. It's when I was in Orlando, I was hanging out with a guy from Indonesia. And it was like, oh man, what a cool experience and opportunity to get to like really be united as brothers, because the thing that unites us is really, well, not a thing. The person that unites us is God. And, doing Bible studies online, something that I'm just always reminded of is how cool it is that like, oh, I'm studying God's word right now with this person from South Africa, a person from Brazil, a person from Australia. And in that moment, it's like, there's really no barriers, because there's not supposed to be. Right. And like it says in scripture, right? Like there's neither Jew nor Gentile, male nor female, right? In those, between us, we are brother and sister because we are one in Christ. And so I'm glad you had that experience.
Yeah.
Like getting to go to church, like it's a big deal. And talking to somebody about being brothers and sisters in Christ, like that's super cool. It's really cool because I think it's important. It's one of the reasons, and I think we've talked about this before with mission trips, but like, whether or not this was explicitly in the American sense, a missions trip, right? Like all that we do should be missions to some extent, right? So you're a Christian, you're going on a trip to do physical therapy in Uganda, you're on mission, right? And so it's really cool to know that like you can go all over the world, and in a weird way, it does this thing where it's like it makes it bigger and smaller, the church, because like they're all over the world, and we know that intellectually, like in theory, but then you go somewhere else in the world, or you're maybe just online talking to people that are in other places in the world that are Christians, and you're like, man, we're the same. We're experiencing some of the same struggles, some different struggles, but we have the same solution, right? The solution to all of our struggles that are unique to us or the same. Like the solution is identical. It's Christ. It's a relationship with Jesus. And like, I think that's really cool. It helps to bridge a lot of gaps. And so I'm really glad that you got to do that. No, that's great. I'm glad you went, man. What do you think, like, if there's one takeaway that maybe you had from it, or a takeaway that you want the listener, like from your trip, is there something that you took away that was really impactful for you, or just like about the trip in general, like something that you want the listener to take away about it that you think they should walk away with?
Being an ear to someone, even if you can't help them, still helps.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Being there, and then as you do that, you are Christ to them, asking questions, being friendly to them. And then when they need help, you offer Christ to them. That's the best you can do.
Exhort them, maybe.
Like Hebrews 3:13 says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every day, as long as it's called today.
Yeah.
So that they don't become hardened by sin's deception.
Yeah. Something like that.
No, that's great. In Bible study this week on Discord, somebody brought up exactly that, about like how Jesus asked a lot of questions. Or no, it wasn't Bible study. We were doing a Gamer of Peace training, and Nolan brought up like Jesus asked a lot of questions. A lot of his work, in sharing the gospel, in telling the truth in love, was asking people questions and then, answering with the truth, right? Like addressing what they're saying with the truth of Scripture. And I think that's a huge thing that we all need to remember, because sometimes, especially as Christians, but just in general, like we feel like, oh, I don't have the means to meet their physical needs. I don't have what it takes to help this person with what they think they need, or I think they need, or whatever. But God calls us to be encouraging, and a huge part of that is just listening. And then, like you said, I think you said it really well, man. Like, but that is helping, right? Like that is helpful. So, I mean, there's countless times, but when the disciples are like, oh, I can't do that, and Jesus is like, yeah, that's the point. You can't do it, but God can. So just go and be with these people and live with them and help them and tell them the truth, and watch what God does through you.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a good takeaway. Like, do you feel like that's a lesson you learned in that? Like,
I think so. 'Cause like I wasn't able to offer a solution to everyone.
Yeah.
Especially with the PT stuff. Like it wasn't, oh, I have the magic bullet. Here's what it's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I hear what you're saying. I'm going to give you what I can.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's as much as I can do, but I'm going to do as much as I can.
Yeah.
And so then listening and hearing them.
No, that's great. I think that's an important lesson for all of us, whether we're in Uganda or not.
Absolutely.
Right? That's great. Well, thank you for being obedient to God's call. Thank you for going and spending time in Uganda and helping those people. I mean, it's huge encouragement to us to get to see what you were doing there. And I'm glad that you got to also take some time there to like go and see how beautiful God's creation is, right? To go and see some of the beautiful stuff there and spend time doing that. But those people there that you guys helped are better off because you guys went there and helped them. And that's a huge part of what God calls us to do, right? To go and to be helpful and to help people, to help the sick, to help the widows and the orphans. And so I'm glad that you guys were able to do that. And I didn't expect you to come with a bunch of pictures to show us. So that was really cool to see.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I did hope that you came with the joke though, but that's all right.
Thanks for being here, Byron.
Thanks for
we
being
appreciate
here.
it. We won't hold you any longer because you've got somewhere to be. So thank you guys for listening. As always, if you want to get more involved in what we're doing at Christian Influence, go to discord.gg/Christian Influence. We love you very much.
Roll the outro. No joke.